Okay. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys,
Waalaikumsalam
welcome back
warahmatullahi
to
wabarakatuh.
Weekday Weekend English Talk. And today we are going to talk with our speaker here. He is from Malaysia, and the topic today is same language, different slangs.
Hello.
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 Hello. So, how do we start this off?
Sure.
hmm hmm
Okay, so I want to ask you something. Like,
Yes.
how old are you?
Yes.
Like,
Uh, I'm currently 19. I'm turning 20 this year.
mm, okay.
Oh,
hmm
oh yeah. By the way, I want to ask about which part of Malaysia are you in?
Uh, Actually, currently I'm living in Indonesia, but I am from Malacca.
Oh, from Malacca.
hmm It seems like you two are a bit nervous, yeah, about this. How old are you two?
I'm 14 right now.
And I'm 13.
Mm. Oh, so the both of you should be in eighth grade, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
agree.
right.
I see. So, how do we start this off? Would you like me to talk about my experience in Malaysia, my culture?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I was raised in Malaysia when I was a child, and I lived in a very small village. It's called Taman Kuala, not Taman Kuala. It's called Kuala Sungai Baru, and the place there was very cozy. It was very nice. It was mostly full of Melayus, and so I did not really interact with a lot of fellow Chinese Malaysians over there. And so, in regards to my hometown, it was quite of a nice place. There weren't really much there. It was mostly full of durian, full of traditional foods, and I enjoyed living there for a while. In regards to my culture, I am half Indonesian and half Malaysian, Chinese Malaysian that is, and so I do celebrate Chinese New Year as well as Ramadan. And so today I'm actually fasting.
Oh,
Oh,
What about you two? Are you two fasting?
yeah.
yes.
I see. So how else would you like to continue this?
Sure.
And I have heard so much about nasi lemak. Where is your personal favorite spot to get it?
Yes. My favorite spot? Well, it would be at the local, yeah, it would be at the local warung, in front of my house, in front of my housing district, actually. And it was quite a nice place. It was run by a Malay woman, and she's actually my stepmother now.
Oh, how
Hmm.
much are
And
nasi
what
lemak
about you?
usually?
Have you two tried
What?
nasi lemaks? They're usually quite cheap. They're usually around 2 ringgit, which is around about what is that? 8,000 rupiah per portion. Quite cheap.
Oh, what's inside of the nasi lemak?
Well, you have the rice itself, which is full of pandan and fatty oils. Then you have the sambal, which is made out of peanut. And then you usually have sardines as well as an egg.
Oh, like are the eggs like just like sunny side up eggs or like how how is it?
Yes, they are sunny side up. They are sunny side up. Hmm. So, yes.
Wait, wait. What do you usually do on weekend?
Currently, or when I was in Malaysia.
Mm,
Currently, or when I was in Malaysia.
Oh, what about the education system in Malaysia? Is it like too competitive
Oh, okay.
or
Let's
maybe
move on
like
there.
yeah?
I would say it depends on the school, but I'd also have to say that it leans along the competitive side of things because students are placed in classes based on their grades. So the smarter kids gets their own classes, and the ones who did poorly would be in their own classes. And so, yeah, I'd say it is quite competitive. But the good part about it is that, well, everything there is free. If you are a Malaysian citizen, if you're a Malaysian citizen, and if you were to attend a public school, books are free. If I remember correctly, uniforms are given, and the schools don't really cost anything.
Oh, so it's basically free for public schools.
Public schools are free for citizens.
Oh, so basically they get separated for like so the smarter kids are in like a different class and the less smarter ones are separated to the different classes.
Yes, and so when I was in Malaysia, I was put in at the very top class. It was called RK1 or Rancangan Khas Satu. And so there's RK1, RK2, then class A, B, C, D, all the way to F.
Oh, so it's like ranked on your intelligence here and your capability.
Yes, yes.
And about like the technology subjects or like religion subjects in public school, how are they? Like, are they good or maybe just decent or how perhaps?
I would say that they're a lot better than what we have in Indonesia because every single student are allowed to borrow a Chromebook. So in the computer lab, every single student has access to a computer. So it could be a Chromebook, it could be a PC. It's just that every single student has access to them. And so we did learn a lot of coding when we were younger.
Oh, so like code coding like programming languages or like block codes like Scratch or something like that.
Yes, we were taught Python.
Oh,
We were taught Python.
so so you could like learn it yourself using the borrowed Chromebook or like do you have to learn it on like a specific lesson?
Yes, yes, we have a specific lesson. It was IT Informatica.
Oh, what did you learn in Informatica?
Well, I can't remember much because it's been 4 years I left Malaysia, but mostly coding with Python.
Oh,
We learned about
so like
algorithms, we learned about coding, we learned about programming.
oh, what about like higher institutions like universities? Like how do you like get into universities in Malaysia?
Well, in Malaysia, it's a bit different from Indonesia because there is no SMP or SMA. There's only secondary school. And so SMP and SMA are put into one. So there's
Oh,
year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, and year 11. There's no year 12. There's only matriculation. And so, what does matriculation mean? So, once someone finishes secondary school, they would have to go to an institution called matriculasi, and they will spend 1 or 2 years in that institution to prepare themselves for college. And when their year is up, they would be able to apply to colleges all around the country or even overseas.
oh, so it's like a preparation for like higher institutions, like basically additional studies, or how would you say?
Yes, yes.
How long is it usually? Like, is it only like for a year or maybe more, like 2 to 5 years perhaps, or just like a few months,
It's usually a year or two. A year or two.
a year or two? So,
Yes.
like, when you're in that institution, like, what do you do? Do you just like study, or maybe you actually practice and do something? Like, for example, if the topic is about like science, do you like actually try to do the experience, or do you just listen to the material?
In that regard, I cannot answer because I have left Malaysia when I was in my 10th year.
Oh,
Yes.
what about like studying abroad? For example, like in Australia or the UK. Like, if you say that you study abroad in Malaysia, is it considered normal or like considered rich people only or something like that?
It's considered quite normal. I wouldn't say the rich people or only, but I would say it's normal for those who are smarter.
Oh, and
Those who do
so like,
better.
also, does the students who do better, do they like get scholarships or something like that to go to
Yes, they do. They
study
get
abroad?
scholarships. They get scholarships. Yeah, they get scholarships. They get grants. They get support. Quite a lot. Malaysia is very friendly in that regard because there's a lot of government subsidies and government support for people who are underprivileged.
Oh, so basically, if you get the scholarship, can you like choose any college in the world, or do you have to go to a specific country?
Well, it depends on the scholarship. I haven't checked it recently, but when I did check it when I was still in Malaysia, uh, it depends on the country. For example, Malaysia does not acknowledge Israel, for example, and so they don't provide scholarships to go to Israel for studies. And
Oh,
but for countries like Australia, Canada, America, yeah, there are stuff.
oh, okay, okay. What about like private university, private universities? Like, are they expensive compared to public universities, or just like the standard price, maybe like comparable
Uh,
to secondary school?
well, public universities are free in Malaysia. They're completely free in Malaysia. And so for private ones, of course, you'll have to pay. And so, of course, it is a bit, it's more expensive than public ones because, again, public ones are free.
Mm. So, what about like student loans? Maybe in when you're going to college, do you like have to take a student loan maybe if you're taking private universities? Because as mentioned earlier, public universities are free, right?
Yes. In
So,
regards to private ones, I don't see any reason for students to take. Yeah, I don't see any reason for students to take student loans because they can just go to a public university. I've never heard of someone taking a student loan to get into a private university since, well, the best universities in Malaysia are public ones.
also sometimes, so the public universities are better than like the private ones.
I would say they're the same, but there are more public universities, and the ones that are popular, the universities that are popular, like the University of Malaya, they're public universities.
Oh,
So I wouldn't say that one is better than the other, but the ones that are more popular are the ones are yeah are the ones that are public.
And so, what time does school is usually start and end in Malaysia?
The usual, it's the same as it is in Indonesia. It starts at 7 and it ends. If I remember correctly, it ends at 2. But then there are extracurriculars. So extracurriculars drag the time all the way to 4 p.m.
oh yeah. About the extracurriculars, do you like are they mandatory or you could like choose one that you want or maybe like don't take one at all?
Well, you have to choose at least one. You have to choose
Oh,
at least one. For me, I took softball. I wanted to take rugby, but my father did not allow me to take rugby, so I changed to softball.
how long is the extracurricular usually?
They're usually 2 hours long, again from 2 till 4.
So from 2 till 4. Is the time like fixed or it could like adapt on the weather or maybe if like the mentor isn't there?
I
What would
mean, it's
happen?
of course it's fixed. It's fixed except for if the weather's not good, then of course we'll have to cancel. But most of the time, it's fixed. most of the time.
What about like politics? Like how old do you have to be to vote in Malaysia, or are they are or maybe there isn't a voting system or like something like that? Like
I
like
again, I cannot answer that because I left Malaysia before I was of age.
what about like campus lifestyle and like religious values? Do they like contradict to each other, or like it's normal
Can you
to
can you repeat that?
like wait, what about like campus lifestyle and religious values? Like do they like contradict
Ah,
in Malaysia?
well, based on what I've observed, I because again I left Malaysia before I was of age. I can't really say from firsthand experience, but I can say from observation that Malaysia is full of diverse people, and so there's a lot of accommodations for every single religion. There are Hindus, there are Buddhists, there are Christians, there are Muslims. There are a lot of people who live in Malaysia, and so there are a lot of accommodations for everyone because Malaysia is not really how do I say, it's not really massively populated by a single race, but yeah, but Malaysia is filled and is yeah, it's filled and is comprised of multiple different races that all have around about the same amount of people who live in Malaysia. And so I'd say that there's like around a 30% population of Malays, 30% of the population is Chinese, and 30% is Indian. The other 10% are like Pakistani or whatever else.
Oh, and like is there like conflicts between the cultures and the races? Because you mentioned earlier that there are a lot of races, right? So not just Malays, there's also Chinese and the other races. Like, do they have like frequent conflicts,
Oh
or
yeah.
is it
Okay. In regards to conflicts, there aren't really much well issues between adults. But when it comes to younger ones, for example, people who are in secondary school, it's more so that in secondary school, those of a certain race tend to hang out with their own race. They don't really go on like fights or whatnot, but yeah, they don't really go on fights or whatnot, but they do just stick with their own group usually in secondary school. Anywhere else, and everyone's pretty nice.
also there aren't really much conflicts? So okay. Mm,
Hmm.
okay. Mm,
And how many language did you have to learn in school?
Oh, in school, when I was in grade school, when I was in primary school, you would have to learn three different languages: Malay, English, and Arabic. But once you enter secondary school, Arabic is no longer a mandatory subject. and so you're able to just stick with Malay and English. And so if you have to ask me, then I'd say three in primary and two in secondary.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
so
you
you
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
learn
learn like Chinese or maybe Hindi or like Urdu
Chinese
maybe?
and Indian, you'll have for Chinese and Indian, you will have to go to a Chinese and an Indian school because we have private schools, yeah, and so public schools um, usually mandate you to learn those three subjects. Arabic if you're Muslim. If you're a non-Muslim, you don't really need to learn Arabic. Uh, but yeah, if you are in a private school, then it depends on the institution. If it's a Chinese private school, you'll have to learn Chinese. If it's an Indian private school, you'll have to learn Indian.
So it depends on which school are you in.
Yes, it depends on the school.
Mm, by the way,
may
may
I
I know
know?
why you moved from Malaysia?
What?
May I know why you moved from Malaysia to
Family
Indonesia?
issues. I have family issues. It's because of family.
Oh, was it like sudden, like, or maybe it was planned, like you already knew that you were gonna move, or was it like sudden, like you
It
didn't know?
was quite sudden. It was quite sudden. It was quite sudden. It took place in the span of a couple months.
Okay.
And so, do you play sport at school?
Currently, or when I was in Malaysia.
What favorite sport?
No, I'm asking now or when I was in Malaysia.
Oh,
Where? When? Now or when I was in Malaysia? If you're asking me when I was
uh,
in Malaysia, I like to play softball. Now, I like to play a sport called flag football. It's somewhat similar to rugby.
okay.
Oh yeah. Uh, when you move to Indonesia, is it hard to adapt? Like, I know that the language is similar, but is it hard to adapt to the Indonesian language, or maybe like you just need to learn a little bit?
Mm, well, it was a bit tough, honestly, because the basics of the language are very similar, but the deeper you get into the language, the more different it becomes. And so it was quite hard to understand what most people were talking about, even though I do know what they mean a little bit here and there. And a bigger factor of it is the accent. The accent is a big factor.
Oh yeah. Did you have like after you moved here to Indonesia, do you like did your like habits or maybe like humor and your routine like do they change or do you almost have the same habits as before in Malaysia?
I would say that I do have the same habits because I would consider myself someone who's quite consistent in my life. I usually wake up at 5, I would pray, then I would go to school, come back home, study, eat dinner, go to sleep, and I'll just rinse and repeat. And it's been the same for most of my life.
Oh yeah, about by the way, like Are you currently in college or are you like still continuing like high school?
Okay, here's the thing. Because Malaysia and Indonesia have differing, since Malaysia and Indonesia have differing, what's it called, curriculums, I had to repeat a year because of, again, the discrepancy in what I have learned. And so,
So
for
you have
example,
to.
history, geography, like history, geography. Here we have civics. Malaysia, we didn't have that. Economy, etc.
Oh, okay, okay.
And how do you go to school? Bus or car?
Usually, well, right now, I go to school by bike, but I used to go to school by car when I was younger because that's what my father drove.
Mm. Do you have a big library
In Malaysia,
in the campus? Do you have a big library?
again, as I've said, I'm still in high school because I had to repeat a year due to the discrepancies of the material, and so I'm not in university just yet. I'm planning on going
Oh,
to university in Canada, so I won't be going back to Malaysia.
Oh, oh yeah. Are you in like state high school or like private high school?
Um, I'm in a state high school. I'm in a public high school.
Oh, so you're in 12th grade right now.
I'm in 12th grade, yes.
Um, are you taking the general public school or like the the vocational one like SMK for perhaps?
I'm taking the general public school.
Oh, oh yeah. By the way, may I know which part are you of Indonesia are you currently in?
I'm currently living in East Java.
Oh, is the weather like completely different from in Malaysia or?
It's very different. In Malaysia, it's a lot cooler. It's a lot cooler, and cooler as in the temperature, yeah? The temperature is a lot cooler, and the sun rises a lot later in Malaysia. And so at 7 a.m., the sun would still be rising. You would pray Fajr. You would pray Fajr at around 6 instead of 5.
Oh, so basically it's totally different from where you are right now.
Very different.
Is it like really hot in your current area, or is it like just
It
decent?
is. It's very hot. It's very hot. Honestly, I just went out earlier and I was still wearing my shirt, yeah? Even though I was wearing my shirt, I felt my back being burned by the sun. It was very hot.
and so is your math teacher scary?
My math teacher. actually, actually, I was on very good terms with my math teacher when I was in Malaysia. Since I was very good at mathematics back then, I used to teach mathematics alongside my teacher because the teachers in Malaysia, they're very friendly and they very often would collaborate with students who are willing to teach with them.
Okay. And do you like your classmates
Currently or in Malaysia?
in Malaysia?
Honestly, okay, yeah. In Malaysia, they were very nice. I had a lot of classmates from different ethnicities. There were some there were some who were Indian, there were some who were Chinese, there were some who were Malays, and all of them were really nice.
Okay. Do you chat with friend during class?
Well, when the teacher's talking, we don't really talk to each other. But once the teacher lets us take a break, or when they let us do our assignments or whatever, we would talk to each other a lot. A lot.
Oh yeah, by the way, do you have like homework when you were in Malaysia, like, or do you have like projects? You make something perhaps, or just the regular homework?
Of course, we have both. We have both. We have homeworks that we have to, finish our books. Yeah, we'll have to finish our books here and there. But on top of that, we would have some projects, such as for arts and stuff.
Oh yeah. Um, what's one thing that you think? What's like one myth that you think Indonesians believe but actually aren't true? Like maybe something.
I'm not aware of any myths that Indonesians have towards Malaysians. Can you give me one example?
Mm, so like,
Any example?
I think some people here like thinks everyone in Malaysia like speaks perfect English. Like their English is really good.
Okay. It's not the case because just as it is in Indonesia, those who are from bigger cities are good at English usually, but those who are from rural areas, they would mostly mainly speak Melayu. Melayu, Chinese, Tamil.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
And so, what is your dream job?
My dream job. Oh, that's a really nice question. My dream job is to become a psychiatrist because I would love to help people whenever I could. And I think that in the modern era, the biggest health epidemic that we have is the mental health epidemic, which is growing bigger by the day. And so my dream job is to become a psychiatrist who is able to give talk therapy and other alternative medicine treatments in which I'll be able to help others for free.
okay. So thank you for the opportunity,
Hmm.
and I guess
Hmm.
uh, so thank you for the opportunity, and uh, I guess this is the end for now.
Hmm.
And thank you for our talk before, and I hope this isn't the first and last meeting. So thank you, and I guess thank you for watching Weekend English Talk. That's all from us. I'm Umar and with my friend Utara. So the last to say is Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.